I'm going to show you how to frame your Minecraft thumbnails so they look really good. What's going on, everybody? This is Captain Obvious, and today I'm going to show you how to make a proper thumbnail for whatever it is, your tutorial in Minecraft, or let's say your SMP. Now, these would probably be the specific ones for this tutorial because there are other ones like RPGs and things like that where you would probably need a different approach. You'd probably need more characters in your thumbnail, so I wouldn't really apply it to that. This is really for a tutorial or an SMP. Okay, so right now we are in a copy of my Infiniverse world, the original. This is not complete. This is like, I don't know, one from the middle of 2018. And it's extremely laggy because of all, you can see at the top, well, actually the frames are not that bad now. So let's say I wanted to take this castle, right, and you're in survival. You would use bricks or blocks, whatever, and just, obviously you wouldn't be flying, or unless you wanted to just make a duplicate. And I want to frame this castle. So the way I do it is I try to look for a center point. See how in the back there's the guy in gold? And notice how there's this block right here, which is right in the middle. If you match those two up, that's your center right there. Okay, and then you just have to move in and just kind of figure out where you want it to be. So we're going to be working with this thumbnail. Okay, let's just use this thumbnail as a point of reference for what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to screenshot that. Okay, and this is what we're going to be working with. Now, let's say you wanted to do an entire scene of a build. Well, you find the right angle, you play around, right? Maybe you build some scaffolding or something. Let's say you wanted to do the entire, here's the castle and the whole thing itself. Let's say you wanted to do like the entire thing. You'd still have to find a good angle. Maybe go a little higher, right? That kind of shows everything. And then you just center it again. You'd try and zoom in as much as you could. You know, obviously you'd be on blocks, or if you're in creative, and then you would just find it, boom. Let's say you want to do the castle, and then you would take a screenshot of that, and then that's what we're going to be using. Okay, guys, so now we are on my computer, and you can see my different thumbnails that I already have, right? These are my defaults that I already made. So you would have to have already made a default. Mine is very cartoonish, right? It's got this kind of slant inward here, slant on the side. I have what I have at the bottom. I got the tutorial. I got them for skits. I got them for the update previews. And I do have the old one for my old Infiniverse, but I'm going to use these because these are my newer styles. So we're just going to pretend that this one says Infiniverse at the bottom, right? And that's what we're going to work with. So what I'm going to do, see how it's nicely framed? What I'm going to do is take it. Okay, I'm just going to select all, cut it out. And by the way, this is paint.net. I will leave a link to all the links that we use in this video in the description. Okay, so we're going to go to preview. Then what I do is I go to paste new layer, right? Come over here on the side, move it down. And you'll notice that that whole top part is gone. Here, if we undo this, see the whole top part that I have with the beta and stuff? That's one of the reasons why I kind of created this slope to give me some room. And actually, that looks pretty good. But if I want to focus on the castle and not so much on the sides, what I can do is drag it down and then just kind of come up on an angle with it like so. And then what I try to do is see the difference between, let me just get rid of this so I can use the pointer. See the difference between the wall here and this black part and the wall here and this black part. I kind of just take a look. It looks like this side's a little bit bigger. So we're going to click this little right one here to move the entire thing. And we're just going to move it over just a smidge. And then we can actually go up with it. Perfect. Now that actually looks really good. So if I was going to redo this thumbnail in my Infiniverse, this is what I would do, even though at the time I had none of that other background stuff. It still looks better. All right. Now for the text at the top, which is what I like to do. Again, this is my style. You got to find your own. But the point is, when you're showcasing a build, you really should put whatever that is in the center. Okay, so if you're looking at this, you're not looking at, I mean, you could look at the trees, but that's not the first thing that your eye is drawn to. Okay, like there's this over here, there's that in the back, there's the yellow, and there's the green, but that's not what you're looking at. If it says castle, but I think this is Jigsaw Castle, I think that's what I called it, that's what you're drawn to. It's the centering. I see a lot of times where people will have these weird angles that will come from the side over here, or you'll put so many extra things in it that you don't need. Like let's say you have another build from a previous episode. But the castle is what you want to focus on, right? For this build. Focus on the castle. Find an angle. There's always an angle that you can get. If there's things in the way, maybe come from a side angle or a diagonal. But you got to really focus on what the build is in your SMP and things like that. That's always what's worked best for me. Okay, so I'm just giving you advice that has worked for me. You can manipulate that into, whatever works best for you. But really try to center what it is. And also, I know there's like this debate between text on thumbnails and not on thumbnails. I look at it this way. When I'm searching through YouTube, I don't go for the title. My first thing is I want to look at what looks the coolest. So for me, using the yellow against the light blue pops. So I want to get as much information as I can on this thumbnail so people don't have to rely on the description, right? Obviously, this would say, forget preview. This would say Infiniverse, right? And then it would say Jigsaw Castle, which is what we're going to do. So Jigsaw Castle. So right away, they'd know it's a castle. Their eyes would catch it. And chances are they would click on my video, right? As opposed to somebody who just had the build itself. Let's say I took away the background, okay? Let's say we took away the background. And obviously, let's just say it was fixed. All right, let's say it was fixed. So what we'll do is I'll just duplicate this really quick. Okay, I'll take away this one, and then we'll just manipulate this for a second, just so I can show you what I'm talking about. So let's say this was just like that. All right, which a lot of people do, and it's fun. Is that as catchy? There's so much negative space. There's so much, look at the blue. If you draw a line across this is a huge, here, let's draw a line across. Okay, let's look how much space there is. Look how much space there is up there. Oh, that's an X, but look how much space there is above that. That's huge. That is a lot of space. So what I do, okay, in my thumbnails is I get rid of that. I get rid of that negative space and I put it to usable space to give information. Now you could just go ahead, right? You could just go ahead and not have the border and put that there. But the border is that extra layer of pop. On top of that, the border is my branding, right? That's all this is. This is branding. Everyone has borders nowadays, right? It's been done to death. Everyone has, which is why I changed my style, because it was the red border, which everybody has. I went to this baby blue slope, and this becomes my branding now, because this pops. This is something that I'm very happy with. This is my favorite thumbnail style that I've ever come up with. So let's go ahead and do the text. So we have a bunch of different sites. This is the one I use now, PhotoJet. Again, I'll leave a link in the description. But you also have sites like Cool Text. Then you have TextCraft, which is more of a Minecraft style, which has been done. Again, that's something else that's been done. A lot of people, I should say, use the Minecraft text. I want to stand out. So I go to this, and please try and get your own style. Don't just copy my style. Get your own. You can use it and you can do it. I'm just saying it's better to come up with your own style than to just take something that has been used and copy and paste it. You know what I mean? This is more, I want to get you guys thinking about branding yourselves rather than just saying, okay, well, that works for One Man, One Games channel. Let me take it. Okay? It's better to stand out because I already have, X amount of views, and I'm assuming if you're ahead of me in subs and things like that, you don't need my help. You're doing something right. This is for people starting out. Okay? So I like to use the sample one. After you click text, I use sample because I love the color. First, I drag it just so nothing gets dropped down below. Okay, then I just delete it. And then see where it says 126? I do 120 for everything. That's my spacing. Then I go to Effect. I drop this width border down to 25. Okay. And now what we're going to do Jigsaw Castle. So Jigsaw Castle. Boom. And that's it. And then I just hit download. You download it as a PNG with a transparent background. Download, and save. Okay, then we just get rid of these in case we need to use it again. I come up here, the Paint app. And now what I do is I open it and I go to downloads, and it's that first one right there. You would put it whatever folder you want. Okay, then we just select all, copy the whole thing, come onto the Jigsaw Castle one, go above the background, stay on the side, make sure you're on the background layer itself, or the highest layer. Just hit edit, and paste. And then we just drag it up here. See? And then what I like to do is, same thing as before. See this line right here? The spacing between this and this corner. I try and get it nice and even, and also the spacing between this and this. So the top spacing looks good. The right looks like it could be a little over. Maybe a smidge more. And boom. When you're happy with it, that's it. Now you would save it. And to me, this is an amazing one. I love these. And I think the ones in your world are a lot easier because usually you have a lot more to go on, right? When I do tutorials, for example, this is a flat world, right? This is a flat world. It's a little bit harder. All right, guys, so I decided to change pics for a second because what I wanted to show you didn't work out the way I wanted it. This is how I would frame a tutorial, right? Nothing on either side of it. I make sure I get the perfect shot. Okay, this is something you guys haven't seen yet. It'll be a future tutorial. But I cut it. Now we're going to go into the actual tutorial one. Okay, so we're just going to, there we go. What I did was I clicked add and then I merged it down. And then paste into new layer. Okay, now this is pretty good on its own. So what I do is I'm just going to build it up a little bit more. Okay, so this one I probably don't need to add anything on the side to because it takes up a significant portion. What I don't like is negative space. Okay, but for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how I deal with the negative space. Okay, let's just move up a little more. Okay, cool. So see how we got like a lot of space on the side right there? This is in the center. We got a lot of space on the side. You guys have seen it in my videos to get the point. Okay. Anyway, so I type in red arrow transparent, and then I always use these right here. These are my arrows of choice, right? So it's transparent in the background. I hit copy. I come up here to paint.net, okay? I hit paste into new layer, and it's usually really, really massive. So then what I'll do is I'll just drag it to the size I want, okay, just like that. And then I'll kind of turn it a bit, say right there. Okay, guys, real quick, another thing you could do, which I probably should have just said this, you could just go to the wiki, right? You just type in like concrete powder Minecraft wiki, and then you'll get this. And then you can kind of click on whatever color you want. So if you just click on the box, right, that's cyan. You just wait for it to appear on what you want. So let's get blue. Why is blue not working? Whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. The white is fine. We'll just click on the white. I don't have time to wait for it to load up. Hit copy. Come up here. And now what we want to do is just shrink it just so it's, you know, same size. Like it, that way it fits. And I like to make sure it's even on the top and on the corners here. So just get rid of that. So like right there and right there. Perfect. And then we'll do the other one. So instead of concrete powder, we want whatever it is, concrete. I think it's just concrete, right? So we'll just type in concrete powder. No. What comes up? Concrete halls? Yeah, let's just put concrete. Let's see what happens. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and then orange is fine. Again, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to match the colors. It's just to show... Okay, it's just to show that that's what it does, right? So we come here, and I like to match it up. I like to make sure they're the same height and size. So I just go there. Boom. Boom, that's close enough. And then cut it. Oh, you know what I should have did? Hold on. Sorry, undo that. I could just take that layer and flip it. And now it goes there. And see how my arrow is off? So now we're going to go back to the arrow on the side here. And now we can adjust our arrow. Okay, I like my arrow. Let's actually, there we go. Make a separate box for it so that way it controls it perfectly instead of the whole thing. Perfect, just like that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this layer. And then we're going to flip. Because now it'll do the other side. And boom. Now we got it framed, and it's kind of fun. Again, this is my style. You got to do something that's fun. I make use of the negative space. Sometimes I add characters, like if it's a villager tutorial, I'll put characters on the side, like a villager on the side. If it's an iron farm, I might do like an iron golem over here. Just something fun, and like the, the iron up top. Just something fun that catches the eye. Okay? And then again, I go back to the text, and I would put in, since I already have it loaded up, I'd put in, I don't know, concrete maker. Okay? Download it. Boom, boom. Download for free. Save. And then again, you just get rid of that in case you wanted to use it. Come up here, open, not documents, whoops. There we go. Boom. Okay, and then you go right there, and you would paste, oops, it has to go on top. So make sure it's actually the top layer, which I told you before, which I forgot to do. And you put it right in the middle, and again, you just kind of want to eyeball it and center it, and boom. There you go. Concrete maker. I think it looks good. Now, I would probably take the time to get like a white and a white, or a white and a red, just something that's represented. But it doesn't matter. It's not the point. The point is you show what it does. You show it takes it from this, and you also get this out of it. Okay, put that in, get this out. Or you can even flip the arrow. So if you want to do it like that, right? Because I didn't save it. What you can do is take the arrow. Yeah, you take that one. You hit flip vertically. Then you hit flip horizontally. And actually, we probably should flip it one more time vertically. Where'd it go? So undo that. I have no idea where that just went. And then flip it vertically. Okay, move it. And then, nope. You want to get it so it's facing the other way. Okay, we'll just do it manually. So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to take it, and we're going to flip it. And we're going to flip it vertically. There we go. I don't know why that was so hard. I made that way too hard. Anyway. And then you can show that that's what you get out of it, right? The powder goes in, you get this out. Now your thumbnail's telling a story. Obviously, people know what a concrete maker does. Most people do anyway. But guys, you got to understand there's a lot of people that don't. You may be an expert at Minecraft, but when I make tutorials, I don't make them for experts. That's why I always laugh when people are like, I built mine. If you know how to build it, you probably shouldn't be watching a tutorial because you already built one. You know what I mean? So you gotta understand that you have to hit every single person with your thumbnails. Okay, it's got to go from the expert to the novice. And I'd rather put as much information as I can, concrete maker, with the little descriptions, and say, hey guys, this is what the concrete maker does, in case you don't know. Because there might be somebody just picking up Minecraft that wants to learn about it. They don't even know that, that turns into that. So that's what I try to do. I try to tell a story and show as much as possible. Show what you get out of it. Okay, and the same thing with the Let's Play. The Let's Play builds. I try to frame it and say, this is what today's video will be about. Everything you see here, the main part of it, not the little side stuff. The main part is what we are going to be building today. And that's how you guys have to think. And again, for the outside, you just have to come up with a style. I really and truly think borders are the way to go. I think when you just take pictures and you put stuff on it, it looks plain. The border is that extra pop, just a little. And again, there are huge YouTubers who don't use borders, but you got to understand, if you look back in their videos and when they started making them, a lot of those people started when technology wasn't as good. What I mean is, like, if people started doing tutorial Minecraft videos in 2012, 2013, it wasn't as easy to do it as it is today. They weren't really video stuff wasn't really integrated into systems like it was with computers and things like that. It wasn't as easy. You just think about how far Twitch has come in the last couple of years. You think about how far consoles have come with being able to just literally record your screen. That wasn't like that 6 or 7 years ago. Okay, so people came up when there wasn't as much competition. The way it is now, there's so much competition, you need stuff to stand out. Those people already have their fans. Their thumbnails, their SEO doesn't matter as much as it does to the people I'm trying to talk to in this video. When you're first starting out, you need every advantage. A regular thumbnail that doesn't pop, even if it looks good at first, you got to understand, you got to scroll down, you got to picture scrolling down a list on a mobile device, especially since that's most of what YouTube is now. And will your thumbnail stand out? Is it really dark? Is it not framed properly? Always take pictures in the day if you can, unless you want to do like a day night. Cut the thumbnail in half, do like this what it looks like in the day. I notice a lot of people do night videos, and it's great that you want to show off the lights, but I would do it night and day if you're going to do night. Always have the day there just so people can see what they're looking at. My opinion, of course, my opinion. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying that's the kind of thing that I like as a viewer. You know, I like to be able to see what I'm about to watch. So I'm just kind of giving you the insight into my mind. Okay? I hope this helped in some way, even if it's just the links. But I want to show you guys really what you can do just a little bit better. Okay? Logos do help. And if you're going to put a logo, I'd say top left or top right. Never bottom right, obviously. Try and keep nothing on the right here, because that's where the timestamp is going to be. So you're really going to lose a lot. So make sure whatever you have, it's in one of these three corners. I like to do numbers, right? So if I was going to number this, I'd put a number. Now I like to do it in the middle, but you can also do it on the left. I don't really like the numbers at the top. I feel like at the top should be for like what the video is. Okay, like Jigsaw Castle. Your logo here, or logo here, and then keep the numbers at the bottom. Again, my opinion, but I think it looks good that way. And be consistent. Don't have yellow in one video, then orange in another. Don't have, font size 120 in one video, then the next one is like, 300. Make sure play around until you make sure you have something that you're comfortable with. Because I've done it and it hurt me bad in my Infiniverse video. So I made the mistake already. Don't copy me. I changed my style about 4 times throughout that series. And it always killed me because the earlier thumbnails, I'm not happy with them now. But this is my style going forward. Every video I make will have this border. Maybe I also do pink for like Let's Plays, but the blue is Minecraft. Okay? So hopefully this helps. I want you guys to just think outside the box. It's not as simple as just putting a thumbnail on and that's it. Now remember, this is not for other styles. This is not for other style of videos. If you're doing RPG, some kind of role-playing thing, or if you're doing like I do with the skits, you can do the whole character thing where people take like Blender images. That's fine. That's totally fine. But I'd say if you're doing an actual Let's Play, an actual build, or an actual tutorial, really try to showcase your work. Really try to showcase what you did and what people are going to see. And then accentuate it with this kind of stuff so it's not just blankness here. So it draws the eye in. Okay? Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Until next time, Captain Obvious out. Peace.